Okay, class, today we're going to talk about the water cycle. Who remembers or knows anything that they want to share about the water cycle? Okay, so you remember some things you've learned before. What does the water cycle make you think of? Rain, great. Clouds, awesome. Snow, okay, fantastic. So we're going to see how all these things that you've mentioned fit together to create the water cycle and see how we witness it in our everyday lives. So a drop of water can change states of matter. What do I mean by states of matter? Well, it can be in the form of a raindrop. It can be in the form of water vapor, which we can't really see, and it can be in the form of snow. It can go underground, it can go into the sky, it can be in the ocean. Think about all the places where you see water. And we're going to talk about how that flows through the cycle. Let's talk about the vocabulary first, because each step of the water cycle has a big word associated with it, and we're going to know exactly what they all mean by the end of this. So evaporation is when the sun is so hot that it causes liquid, usually on the ground, to become water vapor. So you can see in this picture, the sun is hot and it's shining down the water, and the arrows represent, so the arrows show us what direction the water is moving. So it's going from that liquid, it looks like an ocean or a pond, up into the air in the form of water vapor. Can anyone think of another example that's different from this that we might see in our everyday lives? I'll give you a minute to think about it. After a minute, I'll have you turn to your partner and share, and then I want you to share out loud. That is a great example. So Sam just told us that water vapor evaporating from a pot. So how many people have pasta for dinner? Lots of us, right? And when you're waiting for that water to boil and you start seeing that steam come out the top of the pot, that is heat being added to that liquid water, and what you're seeing with the steam is actually water, little tiny droplets of water in the air, and that's our water vapor. All right, so that is a great example of evaporation where we can actually see it. Can we necessarily see it when it's evaporating from the ocean? No, that's right. But great example, we can see it when it's coming from a pot, and if you need to use that to help you remember it, evaporation is like when we're boiling pasta and the steam starts coming out of the pot. Condensation. Condensation occurs when water vapor gets cooler and it changes back to liquid water. So you can think condensation cloud. So we've got our water vapor that is going up into the air because it's been heated, and now it's cooling back down because it's at a higher elevation. It's up in the air, so it's cooling back down, and it's going to change back to liquid water. Based on this picture, where do you think the condensation is held? That's exactly right. It is held in clouds. So just remember, condensation, clouds. And all this vocabulary is on the handout that I handed everyone at the beginning of this lesson so that you have it there in front of you to look at in case you forget. And please make yourself little notes or draw pictures if you want to remember condensation, clouds. Precipitation. Precipitation. Precipitation is just when the water falls down from the clouds. So we have all seen these 4 different types of precipitation.